It's me, Katie-Beth again, and welcome to another Random Roulette Tuesday. Today's theme is going to be story time. So before I jump right into the story, I wanted to say a big thank you to all of my Facebook friends who subscribed to my channel. So far, about 65 of you loving souls have subscribed to help me out. I thank you for that very much. My heart is super full right now. Okay, on to the story. So, my friend Kayla and I are really into crafting right now. And before all the stuff happening in the world had started, we thought about showing off some of our crafts at some of the local farmers markets, or the art walks, or some of the art pop-ups. And so now that all the farmers markets and all of those things are opening back up, we reached out to a few. I still haven't heard back from the ones closest to me, but Kayla had gotten a response from one in Pomona that she had heard about that was free for vendors. And so she reached out to them. They gave her some basic information, like it's Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m., and to head on out whenever she wanted to, but not much else other than that. So on October 13th, 2020, I also reached out on Instagram to one of these art walks. I decided to change what my booth was going to be about, and instead of selling crafts, because it takes so long to make each individual thing, and I really hate selling things, I decided that maybe I could do a booth for my YouTube channel since a lot of it is on crafting and more of like a meet and greet. So October 13th, I sent this message to the 2nd Street Promenade on Instagram. I'll post it so it's easier to see. And I wrote, "Hi, I'm interested in your pop-up. I have a YouTube channel I would like to promote. So I was wondering if I could have a meet and greet table where I have a prize wheel and give out prizes such as masks, pins, and t-shirts and talk to people." So a little more than 2 weeks passed by with no response, and finally on the night of Wednesday, October 28th, I received this message from the 2nd Street Promenade. "Hi, we have pop-ups Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m. This is the last weekend. It is free. Let me know if you are interested, please." And I'm an old lady, so I went to bed before 10 p.m., and I didn't check my Instagram until the next day. So Thursday afternoon, the day of one of the pop-ups that she was saying I could come down to, I messaged her, "I am interested in Saturday, but with it being Halloween, are you still going to have the event? What are details I need to be aware of?" And directly after that, I replied again with, what sizes table should I bring? I now see the grammatical error in that. Where should I park? And when and where should I set up? And as you can see at the bottom, it was seen, but I never got a reply back. And I thought, hey, it's Thursday. Saturday's the day I'm planning to go. I'm sure if there's any information they feel like I need, they'll get back to me. So I thought maybe Friday they'd message me back, like a day in between. And then it was Saturday, Halloween. And there's one way of thinking. You could think, it's Halloween, everything will probably be canceled. Halloween's canceled this year. But I thought, it's Halloween. Halloween's canceled every year. So maybe the city wants to put something on as an alternative to parties and trick-or-treating places that people can go to enjoy the holiday safely. And all the while, I was still talking to my friend Kayla, who was also trying to message her contact, who wasn't exactly the 2nd Street Promenade as mine was, but instead a shop on the promenade that was hosting the event. And she also was getting no replies. But we figured, hey, they're probably busy ladies too, got a lot going on. They gave us the go-ahead to come on down and set up our booths. So let's do it. At the very least, it'll be a good experience. So late Saturday afternoon, we headed on down. We initially wanted to get there about 4:30 just because we wouldn't know what things were going on and where to find where we needed to be, just to have that extra time for contingencies. But because it's us, we were late. And we didn't get there until about 5:30. And the event was supposed to start at 6. So we got there and all of the shops were closed. But hey, maybe shops are closing because they're going to have this art fair. But we didn't find any other booths. Finally, walking around for a while, we found one table that was set up and she was talking to a customer. And then there was another table next to it that was completely cleared. So we thought, the one booth got there early, is set up already, and the second table was getting ready to set up like we were. So we talked to that girl. She told us where setup was okay. She also informed us that the lady that was in charge of it had already closed up her shop and left for the night. But we thought maybe, she's really busy. I guess since it's a free event, we can just set up and whatnot. So we went to get our stuff to start setting up, and then that girl's table was gone. She did find us, though, because I think she started thinking, like, what are these girls doing? Apparently, the craft show had been moved from 1 to 5 p.m., and no one had gotten back to us to tell us about it. So then we all thought, well, maybe there's a second craft fair at night. Like, that was the day shift, will be the night shift. But there was no one else to talk to about it. All of the shops were closed. And finally, someone mentioned that one of the restaurants along all the shops was also part of the craft fair. And so we went and talked to them, and they seemed to have no idea what we were talking about at all. But the manager was super nice to us, and she allowed us to set up anyways outside of her restaurant. So if you already saw where this story was going, and we're about to ask, how was that craft fair? Well, we were the craft fair, just the two of us. We set up our 2 booths. Her table was on all the craft things she sells on Etsy, and mine was a candy giveaway table. I didn't have time to make my prize wheel since I had only been given about 2 days notice and had a ton of things to do. So instead I ended up making an impromptu photo booth. So I thought I'd put up a Halloween backdrop and people could take pictures if they want. So to make a short story even shorter, pretty much no one showed up to this craft event at all. It had been canceled or the time had been changed, so it was just Kayla and I with our own little pop-up, but we didn't tell anybody to come to it because it was our first adventure out there and we wanted a feel of the land before we invite people to come out and see everything, so we hadn't even invited people out. So overall, I think I handed out candy pretty much to just homeless or drunk people. There were like 2 families that came on by. A few people did use the backdrop, which was pretty cool. And the people at the restaurant that had let us set up were super nice. They would come out and talk to us occasionally. Really nice people. Pretty much the most interaction we had with anyone, though, was a guy walking by. It is a downtown drinking area, so we think he'd had a few. But he was really nice. He took some pictures, and then Thriller came on, and the 2 of us danced. Which was pretty much the highlight of our entire Halloween night. So in summing everything up, if you're invited to participate in a craft fair, maybe make sure it's from a legit, reputable place with legit, reputable people. The people in charge of this one were almost entirely non-responsive. They didn't give any information, which should have been like red flags to us not to do it. But it did give us some experience, some cute photo ops, and one of the strangest Halloween nights I've ever had. And thus concludes story time for today. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow for Handcraft, Handsewn Hump Day, where I'll be showing a craft that I want to work on, and hopefully a giveaway if the craft works out. All right, see you all tomorrow for some crafting. Sorry if my story was a little run-on today.